morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thanks for joining me again today. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. And you know what that means, right? Wherever we finish today, that's where we'll pick up on Monday. That's the way it seems to work in crypto land. So, I hope you're not going to spend all weekend staring at the charts, wondering if we're going to skyrocket or dump. It's not the way it's been working the past several months. We're just going to end up on Monday where we're at right now. Kind of, it's the way it's been working. So here's what we're going to talk about today. The joke that is Elon Musk. Complete joke, idiot. I don't want to spend too much time on him. Second thing, we're going to talk a little bit of Bitcoin. How what we talked about yesterday is playing out almost exactly like we talked about. Third, we're going to talk about how Bitcoin is outperforming our alts. A second day in a row, but that doesn't dissuade me from my opinion that alt season is around the corner. And that's kind of pretty much it. So it'll probably be a little shorter video. Nothing's much has changed. It's kind of been a boring day. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you know when I'm making new videos. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about, let's start with Elon, the joke, right? So all of a sudden now Musk is scrapping plans to buy Twitter. And now Twitter is kind of threatening to sue Elon to force the sale to go through. Now, Elon, the Bitcoin maxis, these people drive me up the wall. The Bitcoin maxis, to a T, were praising Elon, how he was going to save America, how he's defending First Amendment, the right to free speech, the First Amendment's right to free speech, how he was the only anti-censorship person in the world that could save America. It's all a joke. He wasn't buying it. He wasn't buying Twitter to stop censorship. He wasn't buying Twitter to defend the right to free speech. He was doing it because it was going to make him some more money. And when push came to shove, and maybe he's not going to make as much money as he thought, right? He's backing out of the deal. That's the sole reason he was buying Twitter, is to make himself a buck. And if he got the Bitcoin maxis on his side to defend his little gambit, I don't understand these people that think billionaires are on their side. He wasn't doing it to prevent censorship. In fact, if he bought Twitter, he would have to censor. Is he going to allow people to spout racist, nasty things on the platform? No, he's going to censor. Is he going to allow people to talk about, violent overthrows of the government? No, he's going to censor. He has to censor. If you want to keep your platform, if you want to keep your business solvent, right? You have to keep it at least semi respectable, right? You can't just allow the Ku Klux Klan. Would you allow the Ku Klux Klan to come on and start spouting racist, anti-Jewish rhetoric? No, he would censor, and rightfully so, right? So it's bullcrap that he was just going to allow a free marketplace of ideas, no censorship. It was all baloney, and you know who went for it? The Bitcoin maxis to a T. Pomp. Every day on his Twitter feed, it was all about, Elon Musk is the greatest defender of free speech in the world, and he's going to save Twitter, and he's going to save America. It was all bull crap. He was buying it to make himself a buck, and now that the buck is maybe 50 cents, he's backing out. It had nothing to do with free speech. So my rant about Elon Musk is over. Done with that. So how about the stock market today? Right? A stock market today? Flat. Boring, flat, and nothing there. Nothing to talk about. DXY, kind of flat. It went up. It set a new record again today, or at least a record for the past 20 years, up to almost 108. But again, nothing much to talk about in the stock market. And again, that kind of mirrors what's going on in crypto, right? Stock market flat, crypto flat. So let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, right? Now, here's what we talked about yesterday, how unless certain things happened, this rally I didn't think was going to really have much legs. And one of the things was this blue line. This blue line is resistance. I had this blue line on here for a couple weeks now, right? put this blue line on here a couple weeks. If you've been watching my channel, you know I've had it on here. And what happened? Look at that. I mean, you can't even draw it any better. Blue line, touched it, and bounced back down. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to go past it. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin is dead here, right? And it's going to start going back down. Not yet anyway, but it could. But that's exactly what we talked about yesterday on the channel, is that blue line was going to serve as resistance, and it obviously did. It's obvious resistance. And that's just the first resistance. I mean, there's bigger zones of resistance above us, a lot bigger zones of resistance, and a lot more of them. So without the other factors that we talked about yesterday, Bitcoin, this rally is not long in the tooth, right? So the other thing, right? Let's talk about the volume, right? Yesterday we talked about there are a few things that needed to happen if the Bitcoin rally was to continue. One, we had to get past that zone of resistance. First one, that didn't happen yet. At least it could happen. Could happen. It's not. I don't know if it's that strong of resistance, but you need to get past it. But one of the things that you need to do to get past it is you need volume. Well, is there volume? Let's just check this out, right? Let's check this out. So here's CoinMarketCap, and we're just going to go into the historical data for Bitcoin. And okay, so look at this last column, volume, right? Volume. So let's go to June 13th, because that's when the Terra Luna dump happened. Okay, so look at that last column. On June 13th, $68 billion worth of volume. The next day, 50 billion. The next day, 54 billion. The next day, 31. Okay, so here's the lowest, June 17th, 27. But then June 18th, 42. June 19th, 35. June 20th, 30. So that's a week of everything of volume of 27 billion and above, right? Everything. So then let's go back to this latest rally, which started on July 3rd. You have volume of 16 billion, 21 billion, 26 billion, 24 billion, 25 billion today. What does that mean? There's no volume. The volume in the week of during and after the dump, every single day of that, every single volume day was higher than the volume since July 3rd when this latest mini rally started. Without volume coming in, Bitcoin is just not going to go anywhere. Now, it could come in, maybe it comes in tomorrow. It's not going to come in on Saturday. I mean, I'm pretty confident about that. And maybe it comes in Monday. Monday morning, maybe somebody gets, gets a bee in their bonnet and decides to jump in Bitcoin with huge volume. I just don't see it right now. So I don't see Bitcoin rallying big time anytime soon. Now, maybe we just hover here, go sideways for a couple months. Could be. But I still think my initial impression is that we're still going to come down and maybe visit 17s again, maybe lower, 16s, 15s. I just don't see us rallying. And again, I'm not going to get excited about Bitcoin until we rally over this descending line of now resistance that served as perfect support for over a month and now is going to be such strong resistance. It's going to be strong resistance. And if you're new to my channel, we'll talk about it in the future as we get up there. But I mean, this zone of resistance now, this red line goes back like 2 years practically. And it's in those 2 years, it's served multiple times as resistance. It's served multiple times as support. So it's going to be strong resistance whenever we do get up there. So if you want to know when we're getting up there, what to watch for, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that subscribe bell or that bell notification so you know when I'm putting out a new video, because we'll talk about it when we get up there. But again, I'm not going to be excited about Bitcoin until we get above that descending red line of resistance, get above it, hold up there for a week, maybe even longer, come back down and test it as support, make sure it holds as support, and then I'll get excited about Bitcoin. Then maybe we can start talking about moving up to 30, 40, 50,000, dare I say, right? But, right, my initial feeling on it is that's not going to happen for a while, which is good. It gives us time to, what? get some more sats by putting it, taking it out of Bitcoin and putting it into the the cryptos that are set to, you know, explode versus Bitcoin. And so let's go back to our our what am I looking for? Our oh, how do we get up here? We want to get to our portfolio, right? Of every week we put $100 into our three coins: ADA, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So we've been doing it for 9 weeks. We put $900 and $100 each week. Look at ADA is still outperforming Bitcoin, just like I said it would. I said it would outperform it by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now, and it's already outperforming it by a decent amount. It's come back a little since Bitcoin's outperforming the last couple days, but still, ADA is looking bullish. Ethereum is catching up. It's falling back the past couple days because Bitcoin's outperforming. But again, by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now, ADA and Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin, in my opinion. Not financial advice. You need to make your own financial decisions. But just go through them real quick because we touch on these every day. ADA versus Bitcoin, right? When we look at the Coinbase chart, and yeah, I look at the weekly, right? We want to look at the weekly. It's a long term. This is a long term trade, not something short. We're not getting out of this in a week, right? I told you down here, right when this red resistance line turned support, right? I told you, and then we had this giant green candle, and we've given some back, but not a big deal. It's still bullish against Bitcoin. We can still stack Sats by keeping it in ADA and waiting as we move up versus Bitcoin. And I'm convinced that if you had moved one Bitcoin over the night that I told you I was doing it, if you had moved one Bitcoin over, it's going to turn into 3 Bitcoin. 2 Bitcoin turns into 6 Bitcoin. I think that's what's going to happen. Now, and it's, you know, it's a trade versus Bitcoin. So the prices of both could go down against the US dollar. But the point is you're stacking sats by getting out of Bitcoin at the opportune moment, at the exact moment that it's ripe for that move. And that, you know, that's when I brought it to you. I brought it to you right at the bottom of the Bitcoin, you know, ADA versus Bitcoin chart. And since then, we're up 15, 10, 12, 15%. I haven't figured it out what we're at today because we are losing a bit versus Bitcoin today, but we're still up. We're still stacking sats versus Bitcoin. And we are going to stack a lot more because, in my opinion, not financial advice, alt season is coming. So we're winning that trade. We're winning the ADA versus Bitcoin trade. How about Ethereum? We're winning this one too. Again, whoops, can't type. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And we're looking at the Coinbase chart. Look, I told you down here when one Ethereum was 0.052 Bitcoin. I didn't tell you 3 weeks before that. I told you right at the exact moment that this red line, this red support line was going to hold, and it's held. And we've gone up 3 out of 4 weeks since then, right? And we're right now, what were we at? Right now we're at 0.056, so probably a little under 10% return versus Bitcoin. Again, we're stacking sats versus Bitcoin. They're getting out of Bitcoin right at the exact opportune moment. And we're stacking sats without trading on leverage, without putting new money in. It's a simple game. Alt season's coming. You want to recognize alt season before everybody else does. And that's exactly what we're doing on this channel. If you appreciate that, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Okay, so we're 2 out of 2 so far. 2 out of 2 trades are winning. The third one, it's only a 5-day-old trade. We're not winning it right now. We're not down that much. So again, it's Polkadot versus Bitcoin. And again, we look at the weekly chart on Coinbase. And so we're testing this support line, or, you know, this looks like the ADA chart, right? We popped up above this former resistance, closed above it, right? And last week we wicked down right now to that resistance line, now turned support, it bounced off, and that's when I got in. So I got in at 0.00035, and now we're down to about 32. So we're losing a little bit. And, you know, I'm probably not going to get out of this trade because eventually it's going to turn around. And if we fall back into the chart, fall back into the middle of the descending wedge, maybe it'll take a little bit longer. And maybe I was too early in jumping into this trade. I got excited last week when it wicked down to that red line last week, right? Wicked down to it, touched it, and bounced off. And I got excited, maybe too early. But Again, this is my smallest position, so I'm not worried about it. It's very small compared to ADA. I've been upfront since day one on this channel. ADA is my holy grail, right? It's my biggest position by far, followed by Ethereum and now Polkadot, and basically nothing left in Bitcoin because alt season's coming. So again, I'm not worried about this. If we fall back into this channel, that won't be the greatest thing. But again, we have a couple days to see if we can close above this red line. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that, and we'll talk about it this weekend. I'll be back on the channel this weekend, and we'll talk about if we're closing above that red line. Because if we are, it's still bullish versus Bitcoin. And so that's another one, right? That chart is still looking bullish versus Bitcoin. How about one more chart? And I have other ones too. I'm gonna bring to the channel maybe later this weekend. But Matic, look at Matic, bullish versus Bitcoin. Alt season is coming. I'm telling you, alt season is coming. Maybe I should have gone into Matic. I explained my reasons why I didn't earlier. I didn't want to get into Polygon. Maybe I should have. But again, it doesn't matter because it's alt season. It's bullish against Bitcoin. And I have maybe a couple other ones to bring to this channel this weekend of alts that are looking bullish against Bitcoin. Several alts are looking bullish against Bitcoin. What does that mean? It means it's alt season. Has anybody else talked about alt season right around the corner? I haven't seen anybody. Nobody. But it's coming. And you want to recognize it before everybody else does, because when everybody else is calling for alt season, it's too late. I mean, you missed a majority of the profits, right? Of the bull run on alts. So you want to get in before everybody's starting to recognize it. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to share. That, in my opinion, alt season's coming. Not financial advice. You need to make your own decisions, based on your own financial situation. But that's what I'm doing. Sorry, I get excited, and then my COVID cough kicks in, and whatever. So I hope you're having a great week. I hope you do have a great weekend. We will be back tomorrow, and we'll re-examine where we're at. Again, I don't expect much to happen this weekend. I don't expect the volume to pick up at all until Monday at the earliest. So don't stare at the charts all weekend. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy some outdoor weather if it's nice where you're at. I hope you have a great weekend. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. We'll chat more tomorrow. Good night.